Hello everyone, we are back with Cincinnati Zoo Tales. I'm Mark.
And I'm Jenna. It has been a while. I'm rusty.
We're both thrown off. We've already edited this episode before we even started recording. But we're back. It's been a few months since we've had the chance to talk to you guys. We're really excited to be back. Jenna, talk to us. What's going on with you? How's your life been? There's been a hiatus. I feel like I haven't even seen you as much recently because you've been off of work. Do you want to share with us what kind of has been going on in your life?
Yes. So I wrote something down because I am a little nervous about all of this and sharing with you guys, but we wanted to explain why we haven't been recording and apologize, but my life got a little crazy. So I'm going to half read this, half just talk. But the reason why we had to take a break from recording this podcast was because back in October of 2024, we ended up taking my son Lincoln to Cincinnati Children's Hospital, to the emergency room. He had blood in his urine and pain on the left side of his stomach. And by that afternoon, we received a parent's worst nightmare and found out he actually had cancer. So the last 6 months, my son has been going through chemotherapy and had his left kidney removed. He ended up having a Wilms tumor or a nephroblastoma on his left kidney. So it was incredibly terrifying and lonely and just a really isolating time. The last 6 months, we weren't around people very much and tried to be really safe. I took off work and had the incredible support of the zoo and was able to secure my job and get support from the zoo while being home with Lincoln so that he didn't need to go to preschool or have a sitter or daycare, just to keep him safe since he was going through chemotherapy and his immunity wasn't great. So it was a long, hard winter, but I'm super excited to say that as of April 2nd, he rang the bell and he is declared cancer-free and he'll have scans for the rest of his life. But really happy to be back, and it's a lot. It's been an emotional time and a lot to get caught up on at work, and but overall things are going really well. So oddly enough, our episode that we are recording today was scheduled to be recorded in November, and it just, like, life is super crazy, and it just happens to be with someone who works at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Mm-hmm. So Kevin is here today and we will introduce him, but Kevin was able to stop by our room when we were in the thick of it. It was a blur to me. I was just a mess. I don't even want to know what I looked like or how it sounded. But anyways, Kevin is here. We're going to tell you about him and the relationship we have with Cincinnati Children's Hospital, the zoo. And again, thank you for your patience. And I did want to give a quick shout out to the zoo members and listeners that knew about this going on. Were the most supportive, incredible, generous people ever, and I wish I could write them all a million thank you notes, but I don't have the emotional capacity for that or time because there are so many people. So thank you. You all know who you are, and I hope you know it meant the world to us. So let's talk about Kevin, and hopefully we can do this podcast in a normal way. I feel like I can't really think right now. But
no, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Seriously, we appreciate you sharing your story, and especially we're really glad to have you back on a positive note. Like you mentioned, Lincoln is in good spirits. He's doing well. He's healthy, and fingers crossed he'll stay that way. And any listeners who were able to kind of listen to our episode that we did with Lincoln, they'll know just kind of what a joy and just the energy that he brings, the presence he has. So I know we're all so relieved to hear that he's doing well. And that's the main focus of everything. You know, you've missed 6 months of work. You've been away from the podcast for 6 months. That all doesn't matter as long as Lincoln's okay, you know, and we're all happy to hear it. So with that being said, we're here to introduce our guest today. Kevin Altimier is here, and like Jenna mentioned, Kevin works at Cincinnati Children's. He's actually the studio manager for Seacrest Studios within Children's Hospital. So Kevin, you're going to be able to talk a lot better than I can about what you do. But we just want to thank you for coming in today. Like Jenna mentioned, it's just a weird twist of fate that we were supposed to schedule this podcast, and then it got delayed because of what Jenna's family unfortunately went through. But we're glad that we can record it today and hopefully have you share your story.
Yeah, happy to be here. So, and yeah, thank you, Jenna, for sharing it. And it's awesome to hear that Lincoln is free now. And I mean, obviously getting scans moving forward, but happy to see you back. Mark helped us out with a hippo chat one time, but Jenna, we're happy to see you back. So.
Yes.
I did. I had to try my best to fill your shoes while you were gone. It didn't
great.
go well.
No, it went great.
It was great.
Kevin's gassing me up. I was
We're proud to gas you up because it was great. The kids can watch it in their rooms all the time now. So,
see, I was wondering. I saw some things while we were there, like the manatees and the reptiles and the cheetahs were on, and I was like, we don't have a hippo one, but now there is one.
Now there is
and Mark
one.
did it. Amazing.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it wasn't the hippo expert. You on the episode.
Sure,
I had to film it.
It was amazing. I did almost fall into the hippo enclosure. I feel like I did not actually almost fall, but I fell and my life flashed before my eyes. I was like, oh gosh.
That sounds terrifying.
Lots of cameras and tripods to be careful around, but yeah.
So you work for the Seacrest Studios, which sounds super cool, and you get to meet like famous people and do all sorts of things, right?
Well.
And cool animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about you and how you got into this job and what your day-to-day looks like.
So I started as an intern with the Seacrest Studios back in 2015. And the Seacrest Studios, for anybody who doesn't know, is a multimedia station located inside Cincinnati Children's, all through the Ryan Seacrest Foundation. So I started as an intern back in college in 2015, and then just kind of moved through. I ended up doing a fellowship with the studio, and then I kept just hanging around until they gave me a job.
Been there, done that.
Until they started to pay me, and then it was great. But I got a job full-time in 2017, and I've been there ever since. So we're going on 8 years with the studio. My job's evolved and changed as time has gone through, and now I'm managing the studio, and I love the job so much. I was just talking about it this weekend. Like we did a video with the new cheetah cubs here last week, and I never thought, when people ask like what I do for a living, they see me like my presence on social media, and they're like, "What do you even do?" And I'm like, it's hard to explain. I mean, in short, we just try to tell people like Seacrest Studios, and you got a little glimpse of it in the hospital, but we just try to be the fun place in a not so fun place. So a place where kids can just kind of be kids. They can come down. They can either hang out in the studio on air. They can enjoy all the programming from their rooms if they're immunocompromised or in isolation in their room. Or when we're not live, they can enjoy like passive programming. So stuff like the hippo videos or zoo videos that we have that air overnight or air in the mornings, to anywhere from trivia to Jeopardy to bingo, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you never thought you'd be working around animals, right, when you got this job?
No, I never thought I would be playing like bingo for a living, honestly. Yeah, it is my full-time job. Is every week is different, every day is different. Like last week, for example, with the cheetahs, was like I never thought I would spend a day coming to the zoo to make a video on cheetah cubs. But it's awesome because I love animals, and it's been a amazing job.
So I am curious. You're obviously like a little bit of a jack of all trades, I imagine. You have to do a little bit of everything. But like, what is your background in? Are you more on like the kind of the tech side, the camera side? Okay.
Yeah. So I went to school for sports production or live media production. I had full intentions of going into live sports programming. So producing college football games, stuff like that. And then I got this internship, and it just kind of evolved, and my life took a different trajectory. So yeah, I manage all the technology in the studio, as well as the photo and video work for the studio. We're kind of our own little world within Children's. Children's has their own entities, but we're kind of our own little glass bubble physically in the studio. So yeah.
How many people do you work with?
Me right now.
Just you. Okay.
Yeah. So we do fall under the Division of Child Life and Integrative Care. So there's a team of over 100 child life specialists that work with us as well. But it's just us in the studio. We have a wonderful internship program as well. So college interns come in every semester. So yeah.
And the child life specialists are amazing. They deserve a shout out. Always helping kids feel a little braver, happier, and bringing all sorts of joy in different ways. But so when you go to work each day, do you have something planned out, or is it day to day? Do you find a random family that wants to come to the studio, or how does that work?
We always have a plan. So we try to broadcast anywhere from 2 to 5 live shows a day. And then outside of that is just kind of like the Wild West. So we are always trying to get kids down for whatever show we're doing to engage in the studio or play from their rooms. But in between those times, sometimes we fit patients down for private time, or like if they need to be just like isolated in the studio by themselves, they can come down and hang out, do their own show. Or sometimes we're doing projects with them in their rooms, or helping our interns do projects. And then sometimes day to days, it's coming here or going out in the community, going out in the city, trying to find content that we can bring to patient rooms that lets patients see maybe stuff they wouldn't be able to see. Or might not get the chance to see. Yeah.
And so that might be how the connection with the Cincinnati Zoo came about. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how you got started with the zoo, or was that something before you started working there?
I started working with the zoo as an intern, just on a random project. And then as I got further along in my role, I started to try to develop that relationship a little bit further. And Angela probably knows that I blindly send emails of shooting, being like, here's a wild idea of what we can do. And the zoo has been phenomenal. Every time I shoot an idea, is like, yeah, sure, let's try to find a way to make it happen. So we started by shooting, I wanted kids to be able to be in an enclosure, be in an animal exhibit, I guess, let's say. So just like live stream. So we did hour-long shoots with the hippo cove, with kangaroos, different animals around the zoo. So basically for that hour, it's just like 2 camera shots and just natural sound that they can like turn on their TV and just experience the zoo from their room. So that plays usually in the mornings or at night right before bed, just kind of a way to like wake up or go to sleep with the animals. So especially for some patients that might not be able to go to the zoo. So that's how that started. And then it kind of evolved after that. Now, pre-me was a relationship with the zoo coming to the studio. So that has always been there. So once a month, zoo at the time, zoo volunteers would come, but now it's the Wild Encounters team, who I love dearly, come once a month and bring live zoo animals to the patients at the hospital. So sorry I was a bit scatterbrained, but all over the place.
That's okay. It's kind of amazing that, we can, as a zoo, bring a little bit of joy to Cincinnati Children's Hospital, but also Cincinnati Children's Hospital has helped us with animals here. The Fiona thing, most listeners probably know, we had 2 nurses that came from our the Children's Vascular Access Unit, and were able to give her a life-saving IV. So Fiona is alive due to many, many efforts, but one of the greatest ones was having a partnership with a local children's hospital.
Human nurses.
Yes, exactly. And especially now, everything I've gone through, I want to support children's in a million different ways and want to do all the things, but obviously it's great that we're able to support each organization is able to support each other. So that's incredible. What are some of your favorite things that you've gotten to do with the zoo over your time?
Honestly, just what we call it is like, it's labeled as Zoo Zone and on our channel. So at any point, people can turn on just a zoo channel outside of the studio channel. And it's just those videos looping. That was some of my favorite videos. So we tried to really just, like I said earlier, take kids to the zoo. And it was cool, like just being in different enclosures with the animals and just kind of giving a different viewpoint than I think some people can see. So getting up close to the kangaroos, which are terrifying, by the way.
They're really
I don't know why people enjoy those things. They're so scary. I was not having a good time. I'm glad it looks good on camera, but the behind the scenes is so scary. And my camera roll is just a disaster of behind the scenes. I was so scared. But
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I have told everybody about the kangaroos. That is probably my favorite and least favorite memory. Because anytime they stood up, I was like, where are you guys going?
He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I've seen Kangaroo Jack way too many times to be a little scared of these guys. But no, I think just all of those different ones we did with the reptiles, with the cheetahs, with the hippos, have just been great. Like I love learning. I love working with each individual keepers and just learning a little bit about each animal. And I feel like we have such a phenomenal relationship with you guys across the board that it's always like the most exciting part to come to the zoo. So any way we can keep continuing that partnership is great for us. So.
Yeah, obviously, here we're obviously animal nerds. We eat this kind of stuff up.
Yeah.
What kind of feedback do you get from the people at Children's, though? Like, does it seem like this is something the kids enjoy, or is it kind of hit or miss depending on the kid?
I actually have great news about that because the Zoo Zone channel is actually in the top 10% of performing channels on all of our
Let's go.
all of our hospital networks. So, and I had no plans of it succeeding. Like, it was just an option. And we put it on there, especially for our patients at our College Hill facility, which is our inpatient psychiatric facility. That is one of the better channels they love, and it's great. Like, out of all the channels we do, sometimes I'm like, oh, they don't enjoy the live programming, but they enjoy the zoo programming. So it is one of our best channels. And people just love specifically the Cincinnati Zoo. They love animals, yes, but I think they like knowing that, like, we're next door neighbors, so like it's like right there, and it is a part of the community. I think when you guys think of Cincinnati and you think of the things around the city, like the Cincinnati Zoo is top that you're always mentioning. So yeah,
that's awesome. That's obviously we love to hear that here. We love hearing our animals are popular, but that's kudos to you too for kind of fostering that relationship, because you said like it's not something that existed prior to you being there.
Outside of them visiting the hospital, like with the Wild Wednesday or the Animal Encounters team or Wild Encounters team, wanted to try to find a way to bring a different avenue to it. So I will not take you can't gas me up really, because it's without you guys, like, it really doesn't work. So we're really appreciative of your guys' partnership as well.
So what are some other things that you're working on that maybe aren't related to the zoo that you're proud of, or that you think are really helping the kids there, or even the parents or the families?
Yeah, so I will say, as far outside of studio related stuff, Cincinnati Children's is throwing its first prom. That's the first time we've ever done that. So
what does that look like? Will the prom be at the
yes,
hospital?
So it'll be in June. It's for inpatients and outpatients, and we have no idea what it's going to look like. We're one of the few children's hospitals that doesn't have a prom. A lot of children's hospitals do, and it has been my passion since I started to make it happen. And then COVID happened, and that derailed everything.
Oh yeah.
So it's been really exciting. It's been exhausting trying to plan it. We have a great team of people planning it. But we're really excited. It's for patients that maybe might not get to experience a normal prom, that like outside their friend group and other normal high school kids get to. They're just trying to make it a little bit normal. So that is kind of ties into the studio and the hospital. We're always trying to make provide a sense of normalcy for patients in the hospital, and this is just another way that we can do it. So yeah.
And this goes back to a relationship with the zoo. I just remembered we hadn't mentioned you and Angela started something with Christmas lights, right?
Yeah, that was another wild idea. Yeah, that was another email that I was like, hey, actually a staff member had approached me, and she was like, what if we partnered with the zoo to do Festival of Lights here? And I was like, okay, I'm going to try it, and just emailed and was like, what about this? And it has evolved. We started small, and it was great. A bunch of the zoo team comes and decorates a different part of the hospital outside, and now we've kind of found our spot. But it's great. It's just like it brings a little bit of the holiday lights to the hospital, and just kind of, again, furthers the partnership. Like, we just like kind of working together on things, and yeah, it's great. Every time it comes around, I'm sure I'll be getting an email here shortly, and it feels like it's inching closer to the Festival of Light season. But yeah,
that was a partnership I wasn't familiar with.
Yeah.
I didn't know that we decorated lights over there. That's
I kind of
awesome.
forget about that one. But yeah,
slides under the rug.
Yeah,
that's really cool. You mentioned how you guys are starting up this planning for prom.
Yeah.
So you guys do programming and events for kids of all ages. It's not just young kids. It's up to teenagers, basically?
Yeah, so we try to offer, I would say, like around, I mean, I don't want to put an age limit on it, but I would say our programming probably goes up to around 16 or 17. And it varies throughout the day. So the earlier in the day, you're going to get that younger kid programming, and then it kind of just gradually grows older throughout the day. And our evening shows try to be more teen-oriented. We just try to be like a fun hangout for patients to come down. So whether that's with different patients on the unit or friendships they've made with their care team, that they can come down and just kind of make it a fun space that's not their room or not an activity center.
Yeah. Jenna, was this a space that you guys would visit when you were at the hospital?
Actually, I was wondering like how the kids find out about it, and like I knew it existed, but I never. I mean, it was the word.
It
You
was
know,
a
I
little
was
bit of a
I was
whirlwind
hardly
for you,
alive.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
and we were really lucky in the sense that we had a 6-day hospital stay.
Yeah.
You know, and some people are there for years or months, and I think about how hard it was for us all the time, and then see somebody else's child, and you know that their siblings are growing up at the hospital, and there are families from all over the world coming here and living here or at the Ronald McDonald House, and I think they probably experienced more of what Children's has to
Yeah.
offer than we did, because we were just in survival mode for a few days. But we walked past it, and we walked past it every,
Yeah.
you know, or would look at it sometimes when we go for chemotherapy and such. But I actually was never sure on how, like, you could get your kid to get to do that. Is that
Yeah.
something that Child Life sets up with them? Or?
Yeah, so that is the challenge, right? So with any of the resources at the hospital, it is a huge hospital. So just Child Life will help us a lot with Child Life and music therapy. Give us great recommendations on patients that we can see, and there's no limit on who we can and can't see. So if you're listening and you're at Cincinnati Children's, there's no like restraints of who can participate. So we're always looking for people that just want to participate, and Child Life will give us names. We'll go see them and talk to them a little bit about the studio and what we can do, and we try to cater it to what patients want to do. So patients can create their own shows. They can come down and kind of make it their own world.
And so when it's live, it's just on a certain channel, so anyone staying in the hospital could watch, and a little kid just gets to talk about what they want to talk about. Like, how is that for you? Is that tricky?
Wild.
Like,
Yeah.
what are some of the things you guys talk about?
Anything and everything. So we've done anywhere from like Pokemon trivia to like our interns have a show right now, like our intern has a mystery game where you have to like solve the mystery, and they're like made up mysteries of like which Frozen sister committed a crime or something. And like next week we have the Reds in, or like the week after the zoo. So like anytime you turn on the channel on channel 33, you don't know what you're getting. But that's the point. Like I think we want to be we want to be different than like something you can access on streaming or some channel. Like we always just want to be like a wild place that you can just tune in and be like, oh, what's happening in Seacrest today? We just try to bring the energy as much as possible. So yeah.
So do the kids get a recording of them doing that? Like, since they can't watch it obviously at the time, is that like a keepsake they get? Or
they can, if it's just them, they can send a recording.
Okay.
It's a little bit different with HIPAA stuff, sending multiple patients, but outside of that, if it's just them, then yeah, they can record their own show. If they're in there and they don't want to do a full show, sometimes we can come down and like they can just do like introduce songs. Like it'd be like a DJ hour, so we could like record them just being like introducing songs to the patients.
Oh, nice.
And picking stuff out. So outside of programming, like we are playing music 24/7. So patients can call in or text in and make song requests, or come down and do it. But yeah, we always tell people like if I think the unfamiliar thing about Seacrest Studios is they'll see that it's empty. It's like our office is in the back, so we always tell people if the lights are on, like we're there.
Okay.
You know, there is just a doorbell. But people are like, "There's nobody working." I was like, "No, we're working, just not out at the DJ desk."
So you're open to people just coming in and kind of checking it out?
Yeah.
even?
So yeah, all you have to do is just ring the doorbell and come check it out. And sometimes people just want to see what it is and see what the studio is like on the inside. So yeah.
Oh man, yeah, maybe we'll come say hi to you next time.
Yes.
Because I walked by and I'm just like, oh, no one's there, and just
I
keep
know.
walking.
Next time you're there, you just gotta ring the doorbell.
Lincoln loves to be on mic, so you know.
We'll put on the mic. Yeah.
I was gonna say Lincoln will go for an hour, I bet.
Yeah.
We'll do animal trivia
We'll
with
do
you.
next podcast. It'll be Lincoln hosting live from Seacrest Studios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you mentioned like obviously the work you're doing is really rewarding. You're doing great work for these kids and kind of making a not so fun place a fun place, like you said. But it does have probably a couple of cool perks, right? Like you've gotten to meet some cool people. Are you allowed to like talk about some of the people you've gotten to meet through your time there?
It has been like a long list of people that come in, and it's all through the Ryan Seacrest Foundation. So people that are touring, or we've had actors in, like especially during COVID, it was over Zoom and stuff. But musicians and stuff on tour that have come in. Like we had John Legend a couple weeks ago.
I was just going to ask, did you get to meet him?
Yeah, John Legend was in a couple weeks ago, and that was crazy town. And we have the Reds once a month, like in season. So we've had like anywhere from Fall Out Boy to Tim McGraw to John Legend, which was a crazy one. Nick Offerman, like we had Bella Ramsey, star of The
Oh,
Last
no
of Us,
way,
which was
yeah.
crazy for me because I was fangirling hard. But yeah,
Are you close with Ryan Seacrest? Does he know
him and I
you?
are best friends. No, I'm just kidding. No, we had met like through work stuff, but no, they're now. I guess I should have said this. We're one of 16 across the
I
country.
was just going to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're all obviously in pediatric hospitals across the country, and I think we're continuing to grow. So there's going to be some more that pop up along the road, but you can kind of check out their website and see where they are too.
That's pretty cool. It sounds like, I mean, I'm sure you see hard things, but it sounds like it'd be a really rewarding job.
Yeah, I mean we see sad things and rough things too, but we try to block that out. Like we try to just be the fun people,
Yeah.
and like when you're coming to the studio, like we try not to talk about like people's care or their what they're going through. Like they're obviously open to talk about that, but we try to focus on just being a distraction. Like
Yeah.
we just want to be like the fun place for like the short amount of time they're in there. That we're not going to talk about like what you're going through, and we stay away from the sadness of the world sometimes, and just try to focus on the fun things.
Which is really important.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of
awesome.
like offering an escape for the
Yeah,
kids to kind of
exactly.
get away for a little while.
Yeah. Somewhere where it's just, I don't know, where they just get to be a kid. So yeah.
If you don't have anything else, then I can ask you our final question.
Yeah, I don't have it. I mean, I will just say, I guess on a final note, that we're thankful for your guys' partnership. It is probably one of my favorite things about my job is kind of bringing the zoo to the patients, and yeah, it's fun. Like obviously, I will say like it's cool getting to meet the animals and get to be around them, but it's cool that I'm really proud of our zoo, and I'm proud of our partnership. Like when we look at other studios, and we work with a lot of them a lot of the times. We're really proud of this partnership that we have with you guys, because like you guys are a special zoo and continually ranked in the top zoos, and I'm proud of like I see other studios going to other zoos, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not Cincy Zoo. So we're really proud of this partnership, and I know even as the Seacrest Foundation, they look at it and be like, every time people see it, we're like, I have to come to Cincinnati to go to the zoo. So we're happy to work with you guys all the time, and we're thankful that you guys want to continue to work with us. So yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know if this is your thing or not. Are the Creature Connections, is that a program you work with?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, then
Yeah.
it must be. I know that it's another connection with Cincinnati Children's,
Okay.
but I wasn't sure who
Yeah.
it went through.
I don't know who that
And if we
goes
should
through. No,
mention-
pretty much it's just like the Wild Encounters team, like
Okay.
just once a month. They will actually be at our prom, I think. So we'll have the
Amazing.
animals
Oh, nice.
walking around for a little bit. But yeah,
I'm so excited for your prom. I hope it's a huge hit.
I hope
and
so, too.
The kids
I hope
have
so,
so much
too.
fun.
I hope it goes well. But yeah.
Well, on that note, what can I do?
Well, on the note of prom, we always that's all we've been talking about recently. But what we're currently doing is asking people to donate used dresses or suits or tuxes to Cincinnati Children's Prom. So the stipulations around that is they have to be dry cleaned and then newer. So anywhere like around a year. Maybe a little bit over, but a year old, and then dry cleaned. And if you guys visit, I don't know what the website is, but I know if you get in contact with somebody at Children's, they can send you the info. But we are looking just for prom dresses and suits for patients that maybe can't afford to go get the dresses, or maybe stuck in the hospital, and we're going to have try-on days where they can come down and get fitted
Nice.
before prom, and that way they just get to feel special and feel like get glammed up for the evening. So yeah.
I love this idea because obviously the prom itself is amazing and the things you're
Yeah.
doing for the kids, and hopefully they have a wonderful time. But also, if there are people with prom dresses in their closet or suits and tuxes that you know you'll never wear again, or if you're like me, you're like, I'll lose the weight sometime. I'll just
Right.
keep this dress another few years. It's like
you're not gonna wear that prom dress again, or that bridesmaid's dress.
yes, the bridesmaid's
people have
dresses would be perfect too.
Especially when you collect a lot of them after how many weddings you've been in. So
Yes.
any
So
donation.
it's like recycling or,
Yeah.
reusing. So it's good for the environment, great for the kids, a way to clear out your closet,
Yeah.
declutter a little bit. But they need to be dry cleaned before they're dropped off.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
they need to be dry cleaned. cleaned. That is a partnership. We're looking at future proms, but right now just need to be dry cleaned for drop off, and just help make a patient feel special for the evening, and it's gonna be great. We're looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for you guys. It's gonna be such a fun event. And
like you guys are gonna have to come and attend prom probably as a zoo guest.
Okay,
maybe.
sounds great.
Might have to. Honestly.
We'll bring a snake. They'll let us.
I'll bring like some of our hissing cockroaches.
Yeah, exactly. Love that.
And I do have an idea. If you need another, what do you call them? Shows? Like when they just show the manatees for what?
Yeah.
You said it's a shoot, but we should just do meerkats because they're really fun to watch.
I mean, all right. Well, now see, this is the problem. You guys got to stop recommending things. I'm just gonna be like, okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
No, the meerkats are fun, especially if you can get them like in the morning. They're always up and at it. They're running around like
It'll
crazy.
It'll be our own
They're
version of Meerkat Manor.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully a little less drama.
Yeah, exactly. They won't have names, but they'll just be like, just vibing.
Yes. Well, thank you, Kevin, for everything and for all that
guys.
you do for the kids at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Yeah. And again, thank you to everyone who was rooting for Lincoln and generous and with all of your different ways of support. So thanks.
Happy to kickstart the podcast back.
Yeah.
We're happy to be back.
It went okay. There were moments I'm like, we need practice again. But thanks for bearing with us, and thanks for being here and waiting for us.
Yeah, we're glad to be back. Thanks, Kevin, for joining us.
Yeah.
Excited for prom. Jenna, thanks for sharing your story, and we're really happy to have you back here working with us again. And we're happy Lincoln's doing well, and he's strong and getting better, so that's the important thing. So.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, to all you listeners out there, thanks for tuning in. We'll be excited to see you very soon. Until next time.
Have a good one.